I'll go to the next slide. So why AI, right? I just briefly spoke about this, but the more interesting question I believe is like, why human involvement, right? Like if AI is so good as we are professing, why do we need a human at all? Nobody puts liability on AI. If something goes wrong, there needs to be a human in the loop to proofread all the content, to approve it, because AI often gives you responses that you don't like or you might not want. And in order to change it and get it to a place where it works for you, that's why the human's necessary, right? Only a human knows what is the right output. AI can give you tens of outputs. You have to choose. Um, you have to modify, you have to refine, you have to correct, and finally you have to take responsibility for this content. This is very important. None of us in this space should be making the mistake that AI generated this, it's not my fault, right? The importance of a human in the loop is ultimately the human approves, but also the human takes responsibility for the output generated. It's only a tool. It's like having a car. Until self-driving cars are around, every car crash is a responsibility of the person who is driving the car, right? So in a similar way, our responsibility is immense in this regard to use AI safely, responsibly. I will talk about this a little bit during Q&A. Also, what do we think are the limits of where we can use AI and what not, or like what are some of the best practices on using AI for the animal protection movement. But it's vitally important to have a human in the mix. It's very much like driving a car. Now, what is a prompt? A prompt, you'll hear this word a lot today. And in fact, I'll be sharing a lot of example prompts as well. A prompt is something that you give to the AI as an input, and it will then process that input and give you an output. So, for example, in ChatGPT, like generate an article about the animal protection landscape in India. That's a prompt. Generate an image of a street dog that is brown color. That's a prompt. Generate an image of a calico cat who's in the loving arms of a parent that just adopted her. Now that's also a prompt, right? So there's many inputs you can give. All of those are prompts. It's important to give good prompts in order to get good outputs. If you give a bad prompt, don't expect a good output. But the good news is you can always modify your prompt. If your first prompt is not proper and you're not happy with the output, you can always say, look, change this one thing, change this other thing, and it'll keep working. So that's prompts. Let's go to the next one. So okay, let's start with our first practical demonstration of AI for social media. If everybody can open up and sign into chatgpt.com, you don't have to sign in for many things, but for this I highly recommend signing in. I will also share some example prompts with you, and we will generate this live. I will share these example prompts in the chat. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Yeah. I'm seeing 6. Let's see. I'll try that again. Oh, there's a limit to the size of the message I can send on the chat. Okay. No worries.
Abhay, we can't see your prompt now. Earlier we could.
Sorry, I'll share it again.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, you'll be able to see 1 and 2. I'll have to split this up into a couple messages. So feel free to sign into ChatGPT and then ask. You can copy paste this prompt, or even better, you can make your own prompt and then ask ChatGPT to generate an image or like a poster on this. So feel free to copy paste these prompts, and then we will share some example outputs that you are happy to share with the group. Everybody able to see the example prompts?
Yes.
Okay, super.
Yes.
I'm also going to do this along with all of you. And I will share my screen while doing so. Then we'll take turns to share our screens, whoever is ready to present. So this is finished generating for me. It's pretty good. I would share this on social media. Does anybody else? Let's take 3 more minutes to kind of finish prompting, and then we'll go around and who is willing to share what their AI generated, we can look at it.
Well, I got a message saying lots of people are creating images right
Same
now.
here. Yeah.
So it might take us some time.
You all crashed the
Processing image.
ChatGPT.
Right.
Hold on, I can send.
So wait, question. Should we
Sure.
all be using ChatGPT at this point, or are we using anything? Canva, Gamma?
So
I
I thought
just
we should go
thought-
turn by turn and look at all of them for different use cases. Of course, you can use Gamma as well right now if you want to use
Oh,
also to generate things. I personally like ChatGPT a lot because it generates good images. The quality is pretty good. Let's see, I can also.
so to start off, Abhay, I don't know the difference. I mean, I know of ChatGPT, but between ChatGPT, Canva, I know is for presentations. Gamma, I'm totally unfamiliar with. So if I had to do something like this, which tool would be my first choice?
I would use ChatGPT.
Huh.
Yeah. It is true that people say all AIs can do many things, and that's kind of the point of artificial general intelligence. But I personally found that some apps do a couple things better than others. It's a matter of personal opinion, honestly. So it's not like a strict recommendation in any sense.
I guess each of them have their particular strengths.
Yeah. If ChatGPT is being very slow for all of us, we can also then start moving to Gamma and then generate something there.
So what is Gamma about, Abhay?
I'll demo shortly.
Okay.
Nice. I see Bharati's generate a post instead of an image, and yeah, impressive.
I'm not
I
able to
think
see that.
Virendra Saini said
I don't know
ChatGPT
where on the
does have-
screen to go.
Yeah. I've got my
It's on the
image created, Abhay.
So if you see like a chat window,
Okay.
oh, are you happy? You happy?
Yeah,
to
yeah, I can.
Okay. Cool, cool,
Mopia has also shared here.
Okay.
Where do I go? I have to go to the chat, right, to see these.
Yes. Yeah.
I can't see though.
Akash,
Just see
I'll
if you're able
right.
to see.
Yeah,
I've shared the link here. Acha, you're asking me to present it here, Abhay?
because I'm not able to load your chat for some reason.
Okay. Then I'll share it here.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
I was able to see Mopia's image. It's this one.
Yeah, so was I. Yes.
I can't see anybody's image, frankly,
I've got this.
unless it's being shared on the screen.
Yeah, I got the same image as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Nice. Oh, no.
Yes.
Lovely. Good job, Akash.
Thank you.
Erica is also saying that my image is also created. So let me know if I can I showcase.
Hi. Yeah.
Please.
Just figuring out where to start presenting. Never hardly use Google Meet. 1 second. Present now. Okay.
The fifth button
Yeah.
from the left. Yeah,
Got
present
it.
now.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, let me know when you can see it.
Yes. you can see it.
So that's the image I got.
Nice.
See, I feel
Nice.
Abhay, so yeah, I think the image is fine, but this is my, are you able to hear me? Am I audible? Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm
go
just
ahead.
giving one little feedback that I feel that we should put in prompts for better outputs is that you can see that the text is written twice here. So, and I'm sure you will cover that in the workshop, but there are something called negative prompts as well that we should add in the prompts. So will you cover that bit?
Oh, absolutely. But Erica, now that you've pointed it out,
Yeah.
do you want to go ahead and share with the rest of the group how you would remove that two twice generated one?
Uh-huh. Okay, so basically negative prompts could be anything. Now, since in this one, I can see that the text is twice, maybe I, just probably modify it and say generate an image, add caption on the image only once. Maybe I'll try that and I'll try that and I'll see. So again, based on the output that you're getting, we need to probably modify the prompts. And Abhay, you said that we have to add that human touch every time when we are using AI.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
and thanks for pointing a great
Yeah.
example. Sorry, go ahead, Erica.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was just saying that, I'll share the image once it's generated. But yeah, I think there's a lot we can do with prompts. So yeah.
No, thank you for that, and also thanks for sharing an example of where it can go wrong. This is a very frequent occurrence and a common one as well. For example, for Akash or Mopia or for me, it only generated a caption once, and for you, it generated it twice, even though our prompts did not
Right.
have it, example. But that's where if it does not give you a desired output, you can just always ask it to change it a specific way, such that the output becomes more and more desired. Sometimes you have to prompt it 4 or 5 times to get it right. It's fine on the first go. We don't quite know how to predict that. All we have to do is kind of
Yeah.
wait and see, and then make modifications accordingly. But you're
Correct.
right. In negative prompting, sometimes.
Yeah.
Go on,
Sorry.
Erica.
No. Please go ahead.
Okay. So, for example, if you're using a really professional AI generating image generating software, something like Leonardo or like Playground, there. So what a lot of AI does also, it takes your prompt and it makes it into a larger prompt by itself. It adds negative prompts on its own. It says make it photorealistic and all that stuff that you're not even typing. These specific image gen AIs, they don't take your prompt alone. They take your prompt and make it a bigger prompt, and they add like a template of negative prompts and other prompts as well, such as like make the focal length this, that, whatever. You're not even seeing this. It's all happening behind the works, and it is putting that in so that the software that get prompt is receiving a much larger prompt. Oh, my connection is slightly patchy.
Correct.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Sometimes,
Soldier.
yeah. Sometimes when we generate images, you can see that there are some distortions as well. So I created the image of the chicken. You need to observe it very carefully and see that, if their hands and their face and the features of the chicken is properly placed or no. So again, there comes the negative prompt that, you need to add in your main prompt, saying that, ensure there is no distortion or something of that sort. So, they'll make sure of the structure of the image properly.
Absolutely. One cool thing about ChatGPT is you can give your version of the prompt to ChatGPT and say, make a better prompt based on this, add negative prompts and so on. And it will create a larger prompt that you can then feed back into ChatGPT. to then create those sort of. So
Correct.
there's a lot of things that you can do that will save you time, even if you want to have negative prompts and so on. That clearly defined even before you prompt the thing. You can then ask ChatGPT to even make those prompts themselves. In fact, fun fact: all these prompts that I shared on the chat, I had ChatGPT make the prompts. I was like, look, just give me 10 prompts to that I can use for animal protection advocates, right? In fact, I also tried to go very meta and make this GenAI presentation itself with AI, but it was too complex, so I'm not sharing that. But like, it's just an example of just how much is possible. In the interest of time, let's now move on to Gamma, and we'll try an interesting experiment with Gamma now. If you already have not signed in, please sign into gamma.app. I will share my screen so that you're able to see what it looks like. So once you share, you'll be able to come across something like this. I made a new account. I actually have a paid account on Gamma, and I didn't want to confuse people with paid features and free features. This is a free account that I have, so you also have free accounts. So we will all share the same limitations on this at the moment. So here's an interesting activity. I will share a link now below. Have you all heard of Faunalytics? They have a lot of really cool research that they have conducted on what is effective advocacy and so on. So let's all at random take one of those links. So I will just share this tab. This is my Faunalytics screen. So let's see which one I'll go with. Okay, what vegan advocates can learn from the social spread of quitting smoking. That is my prompt. Now I will copy this link and I'll go back to Gamma and I'll go to create new with AI, import file or URL, import from URL. I'm going to paste the URL here and boom, I'll click import. So you can follow along. If you have an article there that you like, you can then take it from that article and then paste it here. Okay, so what this does now, it makes you can make a presentation or a web page or a document. Let's make a presentation. So I'll click on continue. Cool, so it has pulled all the text from there. Now this is a large amount of text, right? So if you scroll, you'll keep scrolling. So let's see, let's remove the related posts. Okay. There you go. You don't actually have to remove the related posts. I'm just doing it for the sake of making it look cleaner in the beginning. It automatically removes those posts as well. This is where the human in the loop becomes important. If you want the prompt to be sharp from the get-go, you can modify the prompt itself. This is still a prompt. Even though there has been some AI activities, I have still not prompted the final. All right, I've reduced it as much as I can. Okay, let's see. This is a rich website. Okay, nice. Now, if you see on this top left, it's either generate or condense or preserve. Usually you go with condense or preserve. Preserve is if you are happy with the size of the article, you don't want a lot change. If you don't want anything changed, you can go to preserve. Although I think I've heard that sometimes it also cuts things a little bit. So I go to condense, medium, everything else is fine. So then there's 8 cards that I'm generating and boom, we will continue. And now, okay, it'll ask me to pick a theme. I don't want a dark theme, so I will go with let's do peach. Okay, and then generate. So this has taken what is
Yeah.
a phonolytic study and then made it into a easy to understand presentation that you can then share. But think of the other ways that we can use it. Oh, this is all editable, huh? So if I don't want Abhay Rangan here, boom, I'll delete it, gone. If I want to change this image, I can. I'll go ask AI to remove background, upscale, whatever it is. I can add text here. So it's like using Google Slides or PowerPoint, very intuitive to use. So for example, this image I'm not happy with. So let's see. I will edit the accent image. Oh, that's not the correct one. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, now I'm struggling to add an image. There you go. That was a random prompt added, but you can of course modify. Now comes the interesting stuff. I'd love to see what reports all of you managed to generate. So who has not presented before that would like to present their tech? By the way, don't close the phonolytic article yet. We have some extra work to do with it after this.
Maybe the others
Any
are still
volunteers?
generating. It might
Sorry,
be
Bharati?
it might be that people are still generating.
Oh, sure. Hi, Mopia. You had a question?
Yeah, so I basically want to understand how do we actually use this Gamma app? I mean, I can see that we can import an URL into a presentation. When I'm in the main page, there's this generate prompts in one line in a few seconds, which I think is similar to ChatGPT, and then there is paste in text. But when we are talking about Canva and ChatGPT, we are usually familiar with how we use these.
Got it.
But how do you suggest we use Gamma?
Sure. So let me go back to home and then we can look at it one by one. A good question. Thank you. So let's create. So paste in text is basically I can go and I have to just paste my content. For example, I will take the same that smoking research from and then I will copy paste all the text. A big report that you want to convert to a present text and it will work with that text. So let's see. I'll share the screen. So I have copied this whole text and now back to Gamma and I can just paste it, right? It'll format it loosely and then you can ask it to make a presentation or a web page or a document or whatever it is, right? So let's say document. And then, so that's one way to do it, right? I think from here on, you can then just click continue, then you'll get the document. Now back to the other thing. So this is generate. So generate is where you're not pasting anything. You're just saying, okay, for example, create a presentation on the harms of then it will only generate the outline. So here you're not copy pasting much or anything. It will then generate and then boom, you can then generate that and it will become a presentation, right? Last is import. So let's see. import file or URL. So here you can upload a file like PDF. Actually, I can do one thing. So so we'll be a little. Oh, Bharati, you wanted to say something?
I just did a thing from upload, so I can show you.
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
just
Okay.
uploaded a document and yeah.
Please go ahead, Bharati.
And particularly for Nirupama, she'll recognize this immediately. Where's 𝐂𝐤𝐬? Where's 𝐂𝐤𝐬? I have, sorry. Yeah, here, got it. I just uploaded a PDF that was, do you recognize this? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And you just go, and I mean, of course, it's created these most lurid
Yeah,
colors,
exactly.
but those, everything can be changed. Like you can change what the colors are. Everything can be changed. I picked it because I didn't want to waste time, but
This
it,
is great.
it makes it into a PPT like this in a matter of minutes. Yeah.
But this is from the Word document, the PDF, or from the presentation?
From the PDF.
Wow. Thank you, Bharati.
For those who don't know, Nirupama was one of the authors of this study. So we are in August company.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you for that, Bharati. Anybody else you
Yeah,
want to share? The reason I recommended the Phonalytics links was like, I think it's such a great way, even for us, to take that long piece of text and then convert it to something that's suitable for our social media addicted brains. So we can also read it with some ease. Let's take 4 more minutes and then we will have someone present it if they're ready. If not, we can move on to the next activity.
Hello.
Hi, Chandni, we can hear you.
Yeah, hi, thanks. I just wanted to check, is it okay if I just share a presentation which was created from a generated prompt? Because I think I was trying to work on the website parallelly and I didn't really follow the exact instructions. So I have on the Gamma website, I have this presentation which was created from a a prompt. It was generated from a prompt. So is it okay if I share that?
Absolutely. Please go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I just tried that 1 minute. So I think from what I was trying to gather from your advice till now is that there's one way of generating prompt-based creations, and there's another thing which unfortunately I couldn't really follow. But on the side, I just wanted to check: would we be able to access the recorded version of this webinar, please, somehow later on?
Yes, Chandni, we
Great.
will see it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, because I think it's a little slow on the uptake for me because I'm trying to work on this as well as follow instructions. I mean, understand things. Okay, I'll just get back to this 1 second. Um, uh, just trying to share this prompt. I mean, not prompt, sorry, the generation. Copy. Is it okay if I share it with the link? Copied link?
Yeah, I can then present it.
Okay, thanks. 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I hope it works out. Unfortunately, I don't know how to share it. Like, I hope this works out. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for your patience. Yeah. Yeah, I think I shared the link there. I don't know if it will work though.
Yeah. It's loading. Yeah.
Sure thing. Thank you so much.
Okay, and see it. It's nice.
Thank you so much. This is really exciting. I mean, I have tried using the Instagram version of AI, like the generation thing. That very elementary part was basic, but this is really very helpful for all advocates, I think, of the ethics activism. Thank you so much.
Lovely.
I think what stands out to me, instead of using statistics and so on, this is a story. And again, I think storytelling is a powerful way of advocacy. One of the most powerful tools we have. So I love, in fact, I can't believe I haven't story told with Dex before. So this is certainly something I will take as well.
Oh, I'm so heartened and encouraged to know that. Thank you so much to all.
I have many questions about this, Chandni.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have some file that you imported and then gave
That's
prompts?
That's a very good question, Nirupama Ma'amji. Actually, the only thing I did was I just keyed in something like like how we keyed in ChatGPT also. The only thing I typed was a warrior cow healing his wounds in a veterinary clinic, like in a vet clinic. And that's the only thing I did. And I think I also selected presentation. Yeah. So among all the genres there, the categories, I think I clicked presentation. And this is the entire immediate output.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It is amazing. Like, this is fascinating. Yeah.
So, but now if one has to work with what has been provided, we would give additional prompts, right?
I think Abhay Sarojee would be able to guide us on that. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So
yeah.
You can edit all this, Nirup. So sorry, I'll share my screen now. So this was another phonetic study that I kind of trialed before I presented today. So you can edit this. So understanding social contagion, or like, for example, understanding social, I will just use this one for the lack of a better word. And so, yeah, you can basically edit it like a Word document, really. Yeah, if you don't want this image, boom, delete, gone. So yeah, if you want, we can change this theme also. Let's see. So there's a theme button here. Let's say I'm not liking the speech thing. Let's see something like, okay, let's try this. Boom. Now it's changed. The only thing is, when it generates the images first, it keeps the theme in mind. So it generates the color schemes that are available in the theme beforehand. So if you change the theme after everything has been generated, your images will still have the old theme's color scheme, but you can then always change that also.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bharati?
I just wanted to say that initially Gamma used to give me European faces. So I have gone to the prompt and also said it would say a group of people. I would change it to a group of Indian people. Then it would give me Indian faces.
That's such a great tip. Thank you, Bharati. And let's see what else here we can do. So you can then also, the fun fact is, you can then download this in a PDF. You can convert this, say, for example, export. It'll give you PDF, PowerPoint, Google Slides, PNGs. So on the free version, it does give like a made with Gamma sort of a ribbon at the bottom that is not easy to remove. But that said, if you have a paid version, the paid plan is like 500 rupees a month. And honestly, if you're making a lot of reports and stuff, it's really neat. That's great. You can hide it with the plus plan. I have it. It's about 500 rupees a month. So not bad at all. You can embed it on a website. You can share it. You can also invite other people to work with you on it. So that's Gamma. Does everybody feel like we are going at an okay pace? Should I go slower? Should I go faster? Anybody wants to give me a little bit of feedback?
I think it's fine.
All right. Thank you. Chandni, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to share feedback. Thank you. I forgot to mention that I'm using my phone. So that must be the reason why toggling between the two things is, otherwise the pace is totally fine. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. What I want to point out is, like, I didn't actually try any of this with my phone. So it's good to stress test this. One sec, Akash, I'm reading your message. Yes, I will share some examples, Akash, also. So now that we've used this Phonalytics links and so on, let's copy paste that text back into ChatGPT and have it generate a generate something or like translate something into our native language. I'm going to use Kannada. I'm going to translate this smoking campaign into Kannada. Let's attempt to do this with our own. I'm sure there's many languages represented here. So I will share my screen while doing so, but of course, happy to share other outputs as well. So boom, I've just copy pasted that text, and then I will say, translate this into Kannada. In my first reading, this is pretty cool from a syntax perspective. It's not generated the full thing. So now Erica pointed this out. Let's reprompt it. I won't spend too much time on it because most of us will not be able to read this text. But anybody else wants to try and present what has come out for them? I'll give it a couple minutes.
Hi, Chandni, you have a question?
Hi, Akash. Sorry, I think that was a mistake. Sorry, my bad.
No problem. No.
So for example, you can condense it and then make social media posts with it. I think one underutilized thing in the community has been the lack of content in local languages. So at least this way we can put out some content. Again, you have to proofread. You don't want it to say the opposite of what you want it to say. So, but otherwise, this could be a powerful way to translate things quickly. I find it to be pretty good. I'm not seeing any glaring errors. Bharati?
Sorry to be piping up. It's better to use the translation with the paid version because we used it to translate an FIR about 10 days ago, and it changed the name of the husband. So, so things like that can happen. So.
Yes, thanks for pointing it out. I have a paid version as well. Honestly, it's the only software that I'm very happy to pay for. So ChatGPT Plus is really nice. Also, there's this magic thing called deep research. It is fantastic tool to create reports that you can then feed into Gamma. I can try and show you a report I generated. Nothing confidential. Let's see. Oops, I don't know which one is deep research, which one is not. Okay, I will leave it.
Is this possible only on Gamma or it's possible across all these tools?
We're using ChatGPT right now, Nirupama. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
One more minute, and then we'll open it to anybody who wants to share. If not comfortable sharing, that's okay. We can move on.
Abhay, can you speak a little more on the deep research, please?
Sure. Okay, here's what we can do. Let me, can anybody give me a deep research prompt on something that I think is not well researched in the animal protection space?
Okay, here's something. Bharti, you and I discussed this a couple of days ago. Um, the impact of animal agriculture in India on the environment.
Awesome. Okay, this seems challenging, so let's give it a shot.
Really hard, actually, Abhay. It's
Okay.
hard to get that data. Or you can just say dairy or make it a little more focused, maybe.
Sure.
No? Okay.
So the thing with deep research is that it takes a little bit of time. So what we'll do is let it start the research. We'll move on.
Right.
When the thing prompts me that it is done, I will share the screen with you on this report again. All right.
This is amazing. Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, it could be disappointing as well if the data is not there. It will not hallucinate with the deep research. So I mean, it'll only give you references and links and so on. Whatever is there, it'll try and find. But it also cannot find paywalled content. So, for example, there is all these research papers on
Right.
PubMed or whatever, right? I don't know, where you have
Yeah.
to, like nature.com, where you have to pay to access. It
Yeah.
cannot be there yet. There's another software for that, which I also haven't used. So I'll come back to you all with that. But this takes a looks at what is publicly out there, but it just scours the internet for that. Cool. Anybody wanted to share their translation versions, or shall we move on to the next part, which is we'll try and make infographics? All right. No worries. Oh, Akash, you wanted to share something?
No, Abhay, I think we can move to the next point, Abhay.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
now everybody please open canva.com. So I'm sure most of us have used Canva before in some way or the other. There's Canva AI here. There's also Canva AI on the left side. So this is what I typically do. So I'll say, give me, actually, here's what I'll do. I have a list of example prompts for you all. So I will paste that in the chat, and then you can make your things with it. So I don't have to come up with it on the spot. I'll take the second prompt. I'll paste it into ChatGPT. Sorry, Canva. So while this is working, I'll share the rest. Feel free to take any of these or even make your own. Now let's see what Canva has made for me. Maybe this is not that good. This is better. This seems to be the best. So now I can just use Canva editor. It has opened it up as an editable file for me. Yes, Chandni?
Yeah, thanks. Actually, I have a doubt regarding one of the previous things you mentioned. So when
Sure.
we're done with this section, I'll like to ask. Thank you.
Okay, sure. So this is an infographic it generated on the fly. Of course, it's not perfect, say. There's things you can do, there's things you can make to change to make it look better. But hopefully it saved you 20 minutes of time in at least the design aspect. Anybody else wants to present, please let me know. And then the floor is yours. This is all still free. I'm not paying for Canva. We'll give it 2 more minutes and then see if somebody wants to present what they've got on Canva. Nirupama?
Yeah, so something like this, how much of the change in the editing and the finalization do you do manually, or everything is done through prompts?
I do manually as well. So I'm like, this is at least my working style, is that I find it hard to generate things, but I find it very easy to edit things. So I have it generate 80% of what I want, and then I add my Abhay Rangan touch to it.
Right.
And that's highly recommend that for everybody as well, because you want it to sound like you want it to still feel like it's authentic.
Right.
So Nirupama, I know you have a style of writing, so you could always just add your touches to it manually.
All right.
Where do you put the prompt in the search? Is this for Canva, Smita?
Yes, I've been trying to do it and I'm not getting it to work. So I'm putting the prompt in the search.
Oh, okay. No worries. I will share my screen again. We can do it once more.
Oh, click on Canva AI.
Click on Canva AI. Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry.
All good.
Slight echo.
Oops. Chandni, you had a question? We can tackle it now.
Yes, please. Thanks a lot. So my basic question is related to probably something that you've already mentioned. Pardon me if you already have. But see, the thing is, when I use AI in Instagram, for instance, with just it's similar to the Chat GPT interface and all, just keying in a prompt and an image is generated, very basic. So the thing is, I've noticed that there is a feature where you can edit it, but the only thing is, as per my understanding, my basic, very elementary layperson understanding, it doesn't edit the based on the new prompt. Now the editing prompt, it doesn't edit the existing image. It completely generates a new thing. So that's what the meta AI. So my question is, Abhay and Akash and Nirupama ma'am, everyone here, is that on Chat GPT, for instance, like if you want to edit an existing image, Is there any scope for that, or do you have to come up with a revised version? Or, I mean, will ChatGPT give us a completely new thing from scratch based on the edit that we have given, the feedback?
It's a really good question. In my understanding,
Thank
I
you.
think you're right that you can't edit like almost like you could edit a Word document or a Canva file. You can't edit the thing on
Okay.
ChatGPT. In that case,
Okay.
what you can also do is just generate it on Canva instead, and there you can edit things. You
Acha.
can also on Gamma you can edit things.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, the quality of the image is different in each of the application. For example, I think
Acha.
Canva is more suitable for text heavy sort of things. But again,
Acha.
a very personal thing. If you like Canva a lot, then please feel free to.
I see. That's great. Thank you so much. So the thing, so what you're saying is, in short, the thing that I was trying to talk about was basically editing. So when we want the same image to be retained with just a few minor changes, then Canva is recommended. Otherwise, if we just want a fresh version, then ChatGPT fits in, right? Is that what we are saying?
Yeah. Yes, that is what I'm
Acha.
saying. Yeah.
Great. All right. Cool. Thank you so much. Right.
Erica, you had something to say?
Hello, am I audible? Hi.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Yeah. No, just wanted to maybe give answer to Chandni. Chandni, you can probably try, like I have not tried this because I
Okay.
generally don't try Meta AI. I generally use Copilot and
Acha.
ChatGPT.
Awesome.
But on ChatGPT, there is an option to add the image and
Okay.
then give a prompt. So
Acha.
yeah, so on Copilot it is. I'm not sure about ChatGPT. I've tried it on
Okay.
Copilot. So the image
All
that
right.
you have generated from Instagram, Meta AI,
Mm-hmm.
you can attach that and
Okay.
maybe add the prompt saying that whatever modifications you needed that in that image and see
Uh-huh.
what it gives you. It might
Oh.
not give you again like the same image, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
closer to what you're
I
expecting.
see. Oh, that's so awesome to know. Thank you so much. I think your advice has been helpful for all of us, I'm sure. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Erica. Anybody wants to present their infographic before we move on? All right. Cool. So we were supposed to go till 7:30 and we are at 7:05, which is great because then we can do a couple more things that are fun that we hadn't originally planned for. So let me stop sharing my screen. Darshan, you want to share your screen as well for the infographic? Okay, I see the link, your Google Drive link. Let me see if I can share it. Wait, AI generated this.
You have shared my prompt and the image itself.
Wow.
Just the cover for the annual report or something. I think you
Wow.
can just go on narrating things that you would like your designer to do in the same language that it should. And I think probably then we can edit it with your real images. Or probably it was asking for images also. So probably if I would add the logo image and all, then I think it should take it.
Yeah, this is phenomenal. Thank you, Darshan. I mean, I think you really showed how well it can look if done right. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Awesome. Cool. Now, I'm sure a lot of us would also like to learn how to make websites with AI. And good news, it's possible, and you don't have to learn a single line of code. So let's go for that now. So let's open this link that I've shared in the chat. It's called lovable.dev. You might have to sign in. I'll share my screen. I will also, before I also prompt it, I will share some example prompts for all of you to try, so you can build your own website in a couple minutes. So I'm just sharing example prompts below. Please feel free to copy paste it, modify it, whatever you want. You don't also have to make a full website. You can always take the code from this and add it to your existing website. All websites are on HTML, CSS. So you can just always add a landing page. This is particularly useful in like e-commerce, I find, or like where you're planning to collect donations and so on. You want the page to really be high conversion. There, this can be quite meaningful, because the problem with like using something like WordPress or Shopify or whatever else is that they have their own theme. So when you make a landing page, it will be in the theme of the website, like the website theme. So with this, you can like change the theme. You can basically build like a whole website. There's headless commerce and other things you can do as well. So feel free to just copy paste any of these, and then we will then generate a website. Okay, I have to sign in. Yeah, okay.
Can I share a website I created?
Absolutely. Awesome.
Wow. What prompts did you give, Bharti?
I've forgotten. I created it in March.
Oh, okay. Very fantastic.
Mine is still writing. Does anybody have something already generated?
No, it's still writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll give it a couple of minutes.
Being a programmer, I know it takes time.
It's saying we can upload reference images also, right? I mean,
I haven't tried it yet. If
That's
you
very
wish to, you
interesting.
can absolutely. Yeah. The other cool thing about Lovable, and there's also Bolt. There's bolt.new, which I'll also share the link of here. It is like Lovable only. You can then immediately publish the website also. So you click on deploy and boom, it's on the internet. So anybody can access it. I think for a paid plan, you can get to use your own like link and also. For example, Smita, you asked, is it worth buying paid versions? I'd say so if you want to use your own domain. What's the biggest downside of AI generated websites? Now, I can tell you my experience is that because I'm not a coder, if I have to do logins and other things or like put sensitive data on the backend, I'm not quite sure how to do it with AI. You'll need a little bit of coding experience. So if you want to do user accounts, sign-ins, if you want to track like user-specific behavior, I think that's a little more challenging. But I know people that have done it. And Darshan, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I think the dynamic part, the data connectivity, database connectivity would have to have some coding background.
There is a version here I can show you when this is ready. It's called Superbase. So that's some of the dynamic stuff can be handled there. So user accounts like auths for logins, like files that you want to update on the backend. all those you can still use Supabase to do it. I can, yeah, 1 sec. I can like try and break it and show you. 1 sec. So there's something called Supabase where it's like a database backend, and it has, so it is implicitly connected to Lovable, so you don't have to like give a key or like some secret or something like that in order to make it work. And Supabase is like a easy to use backend where you can manage auth and everything. So you can connect it. Let's see if I can connect this. Okay. Okay, there's some issue. I can create a new project. Darshan, would you have any experience with Supabase?
Yeah, it's good. So what we have done is that we have this helpline WhatsApp chatbot which we have linked with Supabase database. So it's good.
Okay, awesome. Maybe like as a separate call, when we have more time, you can also show us how to do more complicated things with AI and websites in a way that maybe we can all also do backend stuff with. So sometimes it generates errors and you can fix it and so on. Anybody has managed to generate a website so far?
Should I present my
Yeah, absolutely.
screen?
Go ahead, Mopia.
So this is with the prompt that you had shared.
Lovely.
It's having such marks and
Can you scroll down, Mopia?
I'm trying to figure that out, how to do that.
So you have to place your cursor, like your what is this, mouse? Oh,
This no, this has some brush thing on.
okay, okay. No worries, I can try it. Mine's generated now. Shall I go ahead?
Sure, please.
Okay. So hopefully, yeah, this is scrolling. So this is the website I got. I like it. It's minimal. You can also, I believe you can edit it here. No, okay, you can't. So we have questions. Chandni, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Abhay. Thank you so much. So actually, I have a little elementary question. Apologies for being a little, I mean, like I'm lagging behind in the discussion over here. But
No.
this Lovable, is that a website that you generated just now, or is that is it an alternative AI space where you can generate quasi websites? I'm a little clueless, sorry.
Oh, so it does generate websites and you can immediately publish it also. So if I click
Acha.
publish, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So let me click publish. Then on this URL, you will find my website. So
Okay. I got it now.
Yeah.
Sorry, because I thought it was something that you generated. So lovable.dev is the AI source, right?
Yeah, it's the thing that makes the website. It's the AI that codes the website. I've also opened Dhirendra Saini's link and Mini Vasudevan's link as well. It's loading for me. Okay, nice. Okay, both are loaded. I will share their screens instead. This is, I believe, yeah, Mini Vasudevan's link. Awesome. I really like how this looks. I will also now share the other one. Yeah, it took us 10 minutes to make this. Not bad for 10 minutes. Sanjay. I think it goes onto their servers. But you can copy to your GitHub and deploy on a server, or you can deploy on like Cloudflare or Amplify, wherever you want. I got Mehek's link as well. Let me Nirupa, you had a question?
Yeah. But we have to input the data, right? Hello?
It kind of
Yeah,
auto
can't
generates
hear
it, but
you,
you can
Abhay.
put your own data so that it is accurate.
But how does
you
it do that on the basis
Oh,
of
sorry.
what?
Is it a recording issue for everybody?
Yeah, you are fading in and out, your audio.
Now it's better.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry.
now it's okay. It auto-generates data.
Yeah, it hallucinates basically. So if you input your data, you can edit it. So even if it hallucinates, you can just say instead of 1,000 animals rescued this year, we actually did 853 or whatever is the real number. Then you can edit it there. So I got this link also that I will share. I can't share all the links, I think, because of the paucity of time. We only have 10 minutes and we also have to do Q&A. So I'll stop here. One last thing I wanted to demo is this app I downloaded. It's for Macs. It's called Super Whisper. And I will just show you one of the benefits of that. Now, this is my favorite app. I'll share my screen. So here, it basically converts my speech into text. So observe. Please generate a report on the number of sterilized animals in India in 2023. Voice, and then it
We've lost you, Abhay. We can't hear you.
to text. It's called Super. I will tell you. Sorry for that, everybody, and thanks for your patience. Am I still audible, visible? Okay, wonderful. So did anybody miss part about Super Whisper? I'll just share the link again. It's just a really nice free app to have that can then save you a bunch of time on converting your voice to text. You can use it for email, WhatsApp messages, whatever. Cool. We can take questions now. I'll start with this about Meta AI. So Meta has released a bunch of open source models. 𝐂𝐨𝐯𝐞𝐫 is a popular one. You can also, I think, create a bunch of images. But the thing is, Meta AI is not the leading AI for, I mean, on the state-of-the-art benchmarks, like ChatGPT is performing better and like Claude is better for code and so on. So you can absolutely use it. Meta is, because it's open source, it's private. Nobody's taking your data and then training on it and stuff. And you can also run it locally on your computer. So Meta is great for those reasons. But as of this moment, they're not the state of the art. So you can continue to use these hosted tools that are available. Anybody has questions? Can you share an example? Oh, yeah. So OneGood has used a bunch of animal protection videos. So we did a video of 𝐿𝐼𝐶a in space. 𝐿𝐼𝐶a, as you are all familiar, is the first animal that was sent to space, and she died a horrible death. And we had Sora. Sora is a video gen software from OpenAI again. If you have a paid plan, you can use Sora. So we had Sora generate what it was like to be Laika in space. That's one example, and the post did fairly well. But the thing is, like, even though it's not possible as such to identify who's using AI and who's not, there are you can take any organization in this space. They for sure are already using AI or already considering using AI. It could be just like little social media posts that go up, social media stories, whatever they want to do quickly. I haven't specifically received confirmation or like asked, for example, Vigyanar, if you're using AI, but you can bet. I mean, if I was betting, I'd bet good money on the fact that 50% or 60% or 70% of orgs are using AI already, if not 100.
Abhay, can you please repeat the name of the the platform where you created the video?
Yeah, it's Sora.com. I've shared the link.
Okay.
On the.
Thank you.
But you have to pay for ChatGPT in order to use it. Sora is not free. Yeah.
All right.
But there's also one more thing. I think it's called runway.ml. Let me see. Let me see that. Oh, yes. Hold on. Yeah. You can also generate AI videos with Runway. I think some of that is free, so you can check it out later. So Akash asked, any key points on how do we avoid misinformation or ethical risks when using GenAI? So one thing I've heard, and I probably second this as well, is if you're showcasing images of specific cases of animal abuse, like for example, there is a dog cruelty case or so on, or there's like some sort of elephant cruelty case, whatever it is, don't use AI to generate the images there, because then it prompts your critics to say you're exaggerating the truth or so on. So that's one place where you probably shouldn't use AI. Also, the other ethical risk is like if you use AI that hallucinates the facts and you are not able to, you present it in a blog or you're presenting it during a discussion with someone, or like in a national forum where you're debating or whatever, then if someone asks you for your source, you want that ready. If it is proven that what you said is false, then you lose credibility. So AI does tend to hallucinate, as we saw, for example, on the Lovable. It creates random facts, right? So none of that is true. So always verify your facts, and if not, you'll likely end up in trouble. I think those are like some places where I would say we should be careful. But also definitely don't do illegal things with AI. If you're caught, then it's a bad rap for the movement and so on. Oh wow, Bella has decided to join this chat.
Abhay?
Yes, Chandni.
Yeah, thank you. So a couple of my questions were already answered, thankfully. One was about the generation of reels, and the second one was about ethics of AI and all that. So coming back to the websites, the AI websites. So I'm also clueless about coding and all that. So without having any basic knowledge whatsoever about coding, and if you want to generate something more than just a blog or like those WordPress pages and all that with AI. So what is the scope for us? What, like I think you mentioned something about putting up something for example, animal shelter NGOs and all that. So could you be a little more specific, please, about what exactly for a layperson, how can they tap into generative AI and put up a website for an NGO, for instance? A little more detail.
Sure, that's a good question. And see, if you're really uncomfortable with code, what you can use is you can make a website on Gamma. So Gamma gives you 4 options, right? Website, document, social media post, and presentation, whatnot. Just select website and it'll let you publish it. And then you can edit the website on Gamma like you're editing a Word document. That's possible. Currently, I believe Shopify lets you use some AI to edit things. But WordPress, I don't believe it's there yet. Although there are, I mean, I saw this sometime back. I have not used this, so please take it with a pinch of salt. It's called 𝐂𝐸𝐞𝐵.com. Apparently, it auto improves your WordPress website or whatever it is, its own, but it's not cheap. That's what I saw. Yeah. Free until your conversion rate goes up to 10%. That's not bad. Whoa, that's wild. Okay. Yeah. Maybe then. It says install on WordPress, install on Squarespace. I'll share my screen just to show you 𝐂𝐸𝐸. But I have not used it, so feel free to try it.
Abhay, I wasn't able to download and use Super Whisper on my computer. You shared the link. but I don't find it on Play Store.
Hold on, I'll actually share the Super Whisper tab. So if you go here, Nirupama, just here you'll see download now.
Yeah, I did that.
Is
And
it iPhone specific, Abhay?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Mac only.
Okay.
Oh,
iOS or Mac. Yeah.
oh.
There are other models for Windows, but I think this even they will come up with something for Mac soon.
Oh,
In my experience, this is really good. I use it all the time. I save hours and hours every day. Instead of typing an email, I just
Yeah.
peek my email. But something else exists for Windows. I haven't used one, so because I don't have a Windows. But maybe someone who has can circle back and recommend a software.
Yeah, I would really appreciate that, you know,
Absolutely.
for Android, Windows.
Good point, Darshan. Shopify suggests the category and domain for your product. Absolutely. Also agree that AI is probably best leveraged for imaging, video, and so on, rather than just for text. Personally, like I said, I like to just have it generate the skeleton, and I will fill in the rest of the stuff. I will make I'll edit heavily, but I find it easier to edit than to create. So that's how I use it for text. Anybody have any couple of any last questions, and then we can maybe wrap it up for the evening.
May I?
One sec. Can you share any caption generation AI tools as well? ChatGPT is a good one. You can ask it. You can, again, like Erica pointed out, right? You can make negative prompts to it. Say, for example, make it concise, make it verbose, make it playful, make it formal, make it informal, whatever. Then you can generate captions as well. There was this one. It's called copy.ai that marketers are using. So for example, this is the one. This is, I think, specifically for marketing. You can like create campaigns and so on. Let's see what the pricing is. They only have enterprise plan, is it? No, okay, fine. Yeah. You can then use copy.ai if you want. Interestingly, copy.ai has existed for many years now, even before like ChatGPT became that popular. So something interesting for marketing campaigns. Copilot, yeah. Yeah, for those who are on Microsoft, Copilot's great. Chandni, you had a question?
I just had this is semi-question come suggestion, like this very important point which Akash also brought up about the ethics of AI in general, not just in the space of ethics activism and all that. So I just wanted to suggest that's a very simple thing. Like as NGOs and as individuals who are involved in change making and basically ethics activism, some form of ethics activism service. So because we know how, like we know, like literally everywhere there is so much of deep fake videos and there's so much of abuse and ethics and law violations and all that, national as well as international. So if we, I think this is just my suggestion, humble suggestion, that proactively if we present a culture where whether or not the laws are binding us to that, and whether or not our clients or our customers or whatever, if it's a profit for business, otherwise it's an NGO, our volunteers and our stakeholders, whether or not they realize that there could be some really deep consequences, ramifications of abuse of AI. So if we model proactively some culture, a culture where this is like disclaimers and completely putting up that this is like how Meta AI also has that signature, that watermark stating is Meta AI. So if we proactively do that, whether or not we're expected to as such, politically or legally, so I think that can make us all more aware for ourselves and others, because if there are people who are trying to do, for the larger good, they're trying to make use of AI, but then they're brought down by critics who would actually doing even more illegal things. So it's just a question of figuring out how to work around those challenges. So my humble suggestion is that if we all, like, if we're going to tomorrow put up videos about stray dogs being beaten or cruelty in, kind of, instead of going hands-on undercover investigations in slaughterhouses, we're actually simulating them and all that, those kind of videos. So just to counter our critics who very well might not be doing something in the right with the right intent. So we know that we have ethics on our side and we are doing it for the larger good. So if we put up disclaimers and we say that this is only generated by AI, but it doesn't mean it's completely hallucinated and there's a lot of truth. So we actually are upfront about the scope of reality there, and as opposed to mimic reality and imagined reality. I think that could it's one way of proactively making progress without having to wait for governments and regulatory organizations to put up regulations there. Just because I think it's a very vast world, and every day in entertainment also we see so many celebrities being pulled down. Yeah,
May
sorry.
May I interrupt?
Yes.
Yeah, no, thanks for
Yeah.
that. That was a
Thank
great
you very much.
in the
Clarity.
paucity of time. I know there was a couple people that also had questions.
Thank you so much, all of you. It was brilliant. This is such a very valuable session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Erica, you wanted to go next?
Yeah, just don't have any question, Abhay. Just wanted to share one interesting thing. Maybe it will be helpful for all of us. And I'm sure all of us work on a lot of documents on, of course, Microsoft Word. So Copilot is actually now integrated in Microsoft 365. So in your Word document, there's an option called Editor AI. So whatever documents you're working on, you can get it proved then and there in the document. That is something very helpful for us that we commonly use. So yeah, I thought that would be useful for all of us.
Awesome. Thank you, Erica. Absolutely. We've been talking about ChatGPT so much. We've not, for example, given due attention to Microsoft and Copilot for you, or even Google Gemini, which is awesome. I know there was a complicated project for, I think even something I worked with FIAPO on. It was a very complicated numbers-driven thing that nothing else could solve except Gemini. So I don't know, Bharati, do you want to add a word or two on that, for example, or something else?
Yes. I mean, just to say that Abhay has been working with us for the past 3-4 months. No, has it been longer than that, Abhay?
About 3 months, I think. 3-4 months.
Right? 3-4 months, yes. Me personally, I think I'm saving about a day and a half per week, I think, in the kind of time savings that AI is doing for us. So, and if we can do that per person in the organization, then I think productivity, we're all working on extremely limited resources. It's animal money, money that should go to animals. So this is a huge space in which to increase productivity. So it's just a shout out to Abhay and to say thank you, Abhay, for doing this with us.
Thank you so much, Bharati. Sorry, last thing before we break. Remember earlier, I believe, was it Sonia or Nirupama that asked me to use deep research to make a prompt? Yeah, I will share what it is. Sorry, I'm scrolling up. My fingers are hurting because it's such a big report. But let me share it as one last thing before we break for the weekend. So okay, this is what it has generated. All of this has sources. For example, you can click on this source and it will take you to that source. Hallucinations are very low in deep research. And honestly, we don't have time to go through all of this. So I'll just scroll and scroll. You'll see how much I have to scroll just to get through all of this. Scroll. Jeez.
Yeah, a lot of research.
Yeah, and all of it has sources. It has citations at the bottom. So you can basically copy paste this, edit it slightly, and then have a full report on the GHG emissions of dairy in India.
Amazing.
It's not even over yet. God, how much it is going.
Not even halfway there, I think.
Okay, let me scroll even fully fast now. This is just for dramatic effect, everybody, but this is actually how big the report is. Yeah, okay. So it has sources, all that. So anyway, that's deep research for you.
Do we have a copy of this?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay. All right. Fantastic.
Abhay, I just have one last question about this report that you generated. So we work on a lot of confidential investigations. If I specifically talk about PITA India, how safe it is to put in, so for this deep dive, this report, the prompt that you have given, I'm sure we may have to give some specific details about the investigation or some, the topic. So how safe it is to put in that information in an AI tool like this?
It's a great question. So my day job is actually at a biotech company where we have a lot of confidential IP related things and so on. But what ChatGPT lets you do is you can opt out of training. So so if you go to settings, you will have this thing where it says improve ChatGPT based on my chats or whatever. Unselect it, and then ChatGPT won't train on your data. I know also you can email the OpenAI support team for like a written confirmation that your data will not be used in any other place except in your own chat and your own memory. So it's possible, but there is some level of trust involved. Like, yeah, like if they want, they can really mess with someone or so. But like, why would a big company care even? So some amount of trust is needed, but like you can select those features and so on, so as to keep your sensitive information like confidential.
All right, thank you.
I also want to say thank you so much, Akash, and thank you so much, Bharati, for giving me the opportunity to work on the movement with AI, but also having set up this call via FIAPO. It's been really nice to connect with other members of the community, and hopefully it's been valuable.
It's been superb. It's superb. Yeah. I mean, you really need to do a follow-up session to this.
Yeah.
Now that we've tasted blood.
We can have a collab session with Abhay and Darshan.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, Abhay. Really valuable insights. And thank you to everyone. So it's wonderful that all of us got to work together in this. Really helps support the cause. So we will plan something soon, and we look forward to having you on board the next time as well.
Thank you so very much.
Thanks for putting in all this effort.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Have a good weekend. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Bye.